In the cold expanse of the universe, the Galactic Empire ruled with an iron fist. It stretched across countless star systems, its power unmatched, and its reach long. Its elite fleet, the Vanguard, was known for its speed and strength, striking fear into any who dared challenge its might. But despite all the empires of the galaxy, one species stood out, one species that the Empire never truly understood: humans. The Empire had never taken Earth seriously. They viewed humans as primitive, stubborn, and unworthy of their attention. For centuries, they left the planet alone, content to watch from afar. But that was a mistake. Humans had always been underestimated, and that would be the Empire's downfall. It began with a peaceful mission. The Empire had sent ambassadors to Earth, hoping to negotiate a treaty. Their goal was simple: establish dominance over the human race, exploiting their resources and integrating Earth into the Empire's vast domain. But when they arrived, they found something unexpected. The humans didn't bow to their demands. Instead, they stood firm. At first, the Galactic Empire thought it was just a minor hiccup, a small rebellion that could easily be crushed. But they soon realized how wrong they were. That humans were not the meek, fragile creatures the Empire had assumed. The human mind, when pushed to its limits, was capable of unimaginable innovation. When threatened, they didn't fall apart. They fought back. They had a history of resisting oppression, of standing up against overwhelming odds, and they had the spirit to never give up. One human, a former soldier named Marcus, had seen enough of the Empire's cruelty. He was not a politician or a leader by birthright, but he had something far more powerful: the will to protect his people. When the Empire's fleets arrived in Earth's orbit, Marcus was ready. He and a small group of rebels had spent years preparing for this moment. They had hacked into the Empire's communication systems, learned their strategies, and found their weaknesses. They knew the Empire underestimated the humans, but they also knew that the Empire's pride was its greatest flaw. "We won't fight them with sheer strength," Marcus told his team. "We'll fight with strategy. We'll fight with everything they can't predict." As the Empire's fleet descended towards Earth, Marcus sent a message to the humans across the planet: "Run." The message spread like wildfire. People didn't know what was coming, but they knew one thing: they had to prepare for the worst. Governments collapsed, cities emptied, and the streets buzzed with an energy that hadn't been seen in centuries. The human race was about to show the Empire what they were capable of. The Vanguard fleet landed on Earth's surface, their soldiers in shining armor, ready to subjugate the planet. They were met with chaos. The cities were deserted, the population nowhere to be found. The Empire's generals sneered, assuming the humans had fled in fear. "What kind of species runs from a battle?" one of the generals scoffed. They didn't realize it, but they had walked straight into a trap. Back in the shadows, Marcus and his team had anticipated every move. The humans hadn't run. They had vanished, blending into the land, the forests, the mountains, and the very terrain of their planet. They knew how to survive in a world they had shaped, a world the Empire could never understand. The first strike came swiftly. As the Vanguard soldiers marched through the cities, a wave of EMP blasts disabled their advanced technology, leaving them powerless. The soldiers' weapons malfunctioned, their shields went down, and the air turned thick with confusion. They had never expected humans to have such advanced knowledge of technology. In their haste to control, they had forgotten to consider the humans' ability to adapt and fight back in unexpected ways. "We told you to run," Marcus's voice echoed through the Empire's comms. "Now, you will see what happens when you underestimate humanity." The Empire's fleet was not prepared for guerrilla warfare on such a scale. But humans knew the land better than anyone, using the environment to their advantage. The Empire's soldiers were surrounded by forces they couldn't see: ambushes in the forests, traps in the cities, and technology that the Empire could not counter. Each move they made was met with resistance, and their pride was beginning to crack. The battle lasted for days, and the Empire was forced to retreat. It was a humiliating defeat, one they would never forget. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Empire had been outsmarted. Humans had made them bleed, and the Empire's pride had suffered an injury it couldn't heal. But this was just the beginning. As the Empire fled, they realized something even more terrifying. The humans had won not with brute strength, but with their unrelenting will in their minds. The Empire could build fleets, they could conquer planets, but they could never control humanity's determination. In the aftermath, Marcus stood on the surface of Earth, looking up at the stars. The Empire had been warned, but they had ignored it. They had underestimated humanity's resilience, and now they would face the consequences. "We told them to run," Marcus said softly, his voice steady, and they didn't listen. "But now the galaxy will know what happens when you mess with Earth." As the years passed, the human race flourished. They rebuilt, they adapted, and they expanded. The Empire, still reeling from their defeat, was never the same. Humans had sent a clear message: you may control the stars, but you will never control us. In time, the Galactic Empire learned to leave Earth alone, for fear of waking the sleeping giant. And as for humanity, they had proven something that day. When pushed to the edge, they would rise united and ready to fight with everything they had. The stars were no longer the domain of the powerful empires. They were the home of those who had the courage to stand up for what was right. And humans? They would never stop fighting for their freedom.